in all honesty, there is no need to dignify the false and empty promises of President of the so-called Government of National Unity, because throughout his presidency, he has made many commitments and promises which were never fulfilled and will never be fulfilled. Allow us to greet and pay homage to the President of Umkhonto weSizwe, our Commander General, President Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma, uNxamalala. During his tenure as president,
South Africa is in a crisis. For 10 years, our population has grown faster than our economy, making us poorer. We have the highest unemployment rate on earth, and that has now been the case for decades. Violent crime still destroys the lives and livelihoods of our people at a terrible rate. 70 of our fellow countrymen and women are murdered every single day. Our education outcomes continue to steal our children's futures, and positive progress is slow. 8 months ago, the Democratic Alliance entered the Government of National Unity for 2 reasons. First, to prevent the MK from getting their hands back on the levers of power, where they would be able to loot another 4.9 trillion rand of our GDP and plunge our country into another 9 wasted years, where it wouldn't be the school children, it wouldn't be the poor that benefit, it would have been the same old elite that ate out of the trough of the public purse and have led our country to where it sits today. But we also joined the Government of National Unity. We joined the Government of National Unity so that we could play our part in helping to turn South Africa around.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the NCOP. We want to make it very clear that we should not be confused with a generation of cowards who can be bullied by imperial forces and power-hungry individuals intoxicated by the wealth of apartheid. The United States of America has bullied nations before and imposed senseless and arbitrary sanctions and threatened wars. But we are a different generation. We are a generation of economic freedom fighters and will not be bullied, Mr. President. We agree with you, President, that we should not be bullied. We stand on the shoulders of the giants who confronted the establishment with their very lives, and we are willing to follow in their footsteps. We are not cowards, and they must not try us. Chair, President Cyril Ramaphosa stood before a joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces on Thursday last week, addressing South Africans and the world to deliver his 8th State of the Nation address. Yet he spoke as if it were his first ever SONA. There was no sense of accountability, no meaningful reporting, and no acknowledgement of the economic crisis facing our people.
On the first instance, if you really want to see growth, let's cut waste. Let's ensure that we have the cabinet. And if we want 4,000 more police detectives, I say reduce the cabinet and fund the police. On the second instance, let's improve our transport infrastructure. On the third, if we are serious about fighting corruption, Mr. President, the SIU and the NPA are performing at 48% capacity. Let us bring this up to 100% and remove the corrupt elements from either cabinet and also at local government. Lastly, Mr. President, where there are institutions that are not performing, let us merge them so that we create SOEs that can deliver for all South Africans. If this is the year of anything, it must be a year of action. And Mr. President, I implore you, if we are going to be serious, let us build and let us build one South Africa together. I thank you very much.
Our country and the world have been bombarded with a propaganda and deliberate misinformation about Expropriation Act recently assented to by the President. The Act empowers the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure to expropriate land and asset only in the public interest. We have in our country the Office of Valuer General, but on the implementation of the Act, one, we need to ensure that the expropriation, the one who owns the property is engaged, there are negotiations. Secondly, there is a valuer who assesses the property. All of these four guarantees ensure the security of tenure and property rights in South Africa. The misinformation about land grab and all other falsehoods are rather unfortunate. Worse, when a minister publicly says the act will not be implemented when he is still in the office.
The Afrikaner always contributed, whether you like it or not. They were part of those we say we respect, who worked to build and develop our country. We can only succeed to ensure that we are successful if we address our problems and we look each other in the eye and put the inconvenient truth on the table. We must ensure that we make South Africa so prosperous that people don't want to leave South Africa to go to other countries. But then, ons moet dan vir mekaar sê, erken die regte van die Afrikaner. Ons wil hard werk om 'n toekoms te skep vir onsself, vir ons kinders en die toekoms
your time is up.
vir almal in Suid-Afrika. I thank you.
Mr. President, a lot is being said here about America today. I am not going to waste my time because Trump only deserves the middle finger. It is his constitutional right to be stupid. Honourable Deputy Speaker, on the tourism front, we have made great strides in the past year, and a key success has been our work with Operation Vulindlela and the Presidency, the State Security Agency and the Department of Home Affairs on the visa regime. As stated by the President in SONA, that we will continue to enhance our visa system to make it easier for skilled people to invest in our country and grow tourism. The Department of Tourism will use the visa enablers, the electronic travel authorization, the trusted tour operator scheme, and the digital nomad to grow tourism targeting India and China. As the tourism sector, I want to commend and thank the Minister of Home Affairs and his team for the impressive gains made on the visa regime front. Tourism in India and China, they are very excited about this new initiative, and we cannot wait to reap the rewards of the progress in the coming months.